What the? What the? Oh, sorry, I was taken by some men in a van and told I need to go to the Premier League studio, not the EFL one. Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome to today's video, which is going to be about Leeds United having interest in another player. This is sort of typical at this point. This one is kind of interesting because it shows something about the value of certain traits in players, but I'll get into that a little bit later on. Before I do, I'd hugely appreciate if you subscribe to the channel. That would be absolutely massive because every subscriber is 1p towards Prostate Cancer UK for the Leeds Creator Cup. It's a charity match where all of your favourite Leeds United creators are facing off to see which side is better at football, basically. It's a football match, you know how those work. Tickets are down below, £7 for adults, £3 for kids. We really hope we can see you there. We're trying to get the attendance as high as we can, just because this is going to be a spectacular event. I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully, see you there. Anyway, let's dive into it. The player that Leeds United are reportedly interested in at the moment is by the name of Christantus Uche. Yes, that is Uche. I have done a lot of research into this just to make sure that it is completely fine. And Christantus Uche is the best that I've been able to see it, since there was a guy in the comments underneath the pronunciation videos that I was watching that was like, yeah, you got that one right. So I'm going to listen to that guy more than anyone else. He is currently playing at Getafe and is one of those players that is distinctly interesting because of how a couple of years ago they were distinctly uninteresting. So Getafe signed him for £1 million last year from AD. Oh, I didn't bother learning that one. Cuta, maybe AD Cuta. That's what I'm going to go with. And he's already showing a hell of a lot of promise in La Liga. So his stats themselves aren't obscene. So in terms of goals per 90, he's getting 0.14, which is not brilliant compared to all forwards, but we'll talk about what his position is in a couple of minutes' time. In terms of assists, though, he's doing incredibly well. 0.22 per 90, that's an assist every 4 games or so. In terms of shot creating actions per 90, he's in the top 20% in the top 5 leagues. That's a hell of a lot for someone who 12 months ago was playing way down the Spanish divisions. Also got fantastic numbers for take-ons, tackles, interceptions, blocks, aerials won. He's someone that can do a job up top, which is his sort of typical position, but beyond that, he's played a fair bit in the 10, which you can tell by those shot creating actions and the assists, and a little bit as just a central midfielder, which is an interesting trait to have. I'll get into that in a couple of minutes. However, this is not likely to be a complete walk in the park, as we would like it to be, because both Leeds and Brighton have an interest in this guy, which normally you'd think, oh no, bidding war, that's not great. That's not going to happen in this instance, because once Uche signed for Getafe, for some reason they immediately agreed a release clause. £21 million, which is genuinely not too bad. That's sort of in the territory of if you've got a very promising young player. He is currently, let's have a look, 22 years old. That's fair enough. As a Premier League club, you might want to take a punt on that, and I wouldn't see too much of a risk in it. There is the issue of we have to fight Brighton for another player. So we've learned this about Uche. We learned this about Paixão. Hopefully, we're able to side at least one of them, rather than Brighton doing their thing and just hoovering up all of the talent and not giving any of them especially many minutes. But back onto the point on where he plays. This is where there's a little bit of a something that I thought was of interest that we need to take forward throughout the rest of the window, and that is the power of versatility in a player. Looking back over the BLC years, a lot of people will take a glance at Stuart Dallas and say that was fantastic. He will be found absolutely everywhere. Or they will look at Sam Byram, see that he can play left back and right back, and say that's a really useful asset to have in the side. I'll say the same for players that can play all over the place. And that's good. That's fantastic. That's a really strong start. What people simultaneously say is that we don't want square pegs in round holes. Now, I completely understand that. You don't want someone playing in a position they completely don't understand. Personally, I do not defend very well. So when it comes to the Creator Cup, I'm desperately hoping I don't get put at centre-back. But in a lot of cases, that isn't what's happening. there will be players that have, throughout their youth years, been in positions where there is already someone that has a decent level of skill that they are trying to push their way past, and the only way that they can get into a team in the first place is by learning a new position. This is likely the case for Uche. It's likely the case for Stuart Dallas. Paisho can play on the right, can play up top, plays on the left. And I think a lot of people get too dragged into the square pegs, round holes conversation to realise that people aren't pegs, and people can do more than one thing. And whilst I would absolutely love for Leeds to just get the best specialists in each individual position, I think in the position we're in, where we don't have all the money we could possibly dream of to throw at signing players, there is a hell of a lot of value in finding those versatile talents, signing them, in this case, for £21 million, with the belief that he will grow beyond that, because this guy's ceiling is very, very high. He's 6'3", he's 22 years old, and is a developing striker. He's going to come out of his shell. There is a lot there. And if we're able to sign these players and make the most of them, then not only are we profiting in the long run because these players are going to increase in value, but we're giving ourselves the best possible chance of staying up next year. That is something that we desperately need to do as a club, and that is something that with signings like this, I think we will. Be imaginative, look for versatility, and I think success will come to you. But as always, that's just what I think. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Also, let me know what you think about the backgroundy officey space. That right there is a very, very blank wall. That whiteboard is going to be coming down. So let me know what you think works as a backdrop. I'm very, very curious. I can completely work around people's suggestions. Obviously, I'm going to take my own on board because it's my own office. But I kind of want to know what you guys want to see. I'm very, very curious because I'm wanting to make this kind of nice and studio-y. But yeah, if you enjoyed, please like the video. Subscribe if you're not. You could even become a channel member. You get videos like this one early by a good few hours. I'm recording this at 2:10 because I spent the last 5 hours reworking the office. Jesus Christ, that's an evening. And yeah. Anyway, it'll be released at like 8 for everyone, but now for members. So cool. Anyway, I lost the train of thought there because everything is the other way around, and now my head is just. Either way, hope you all enjoyed. I will see you later. Toodaloo. Oh, see. I'm sorry about that. It has been a day. Good God. I'm going to do a thumbnail, upload this video, and then go to bed. See you in a bit.